We are Healthcare Partners of Nevada. We promise to earn and keep your trust.
We promise to treat you like family.
We promise.
We promise to be an important part of the prompt community.
We are Healthcare Partners of Nevada.
We're Healthcare Partners of Nevada.
We are Healthcare Partners of Nevada.
Contact us today to learn more about our promise to patients and to find out how you can see a Healthcare Partners doctor.
There was a Harvard study, 180,000 people maybe have their deaths contributed to sugary drinks. Is that true? Tell me about what you think about that study.
What that was about was a statistical analysis where the scientists and statisticians extrapolate from known data about calorie consumption, sugar and carbohydrate consumption, and its relationship to obesity and what we call metabolic syndrome, which is diabetes and hypertension and abnormal blood fats or lipids. And then take that information and say, well, if that's so, then how would that affect the whole U.S. population? So
that's where they're getting those numbers.
Well, the numbers in terms of causation are real, but then, you know, it's an extrapolation as to, well, this is what could result if this is how much people are actually consuming these drinks.
And in the study, it doesn't just say sugary sodas, it says all sugary drinks. This comes right at the heels of New York's judge repealing that law.
You know, I think all of this is really interesting. I mean, I think it's indisputable that if you concentrate calories, and the easy way to do that is just to take sugar or glucose and concentrate that in a drink, it makes it very easy to consume. Let's just really be frank and realize that, you know, a big part of industry in terms of the food business is promoting products, and a lot of these products are oriented to children and teenagers. They're packed with calories, and as you suggested, we're not really just talking about soda. We also have to talk about fruit drinks. You can't just provide your child a, say, cran apple juice as a substitute for Coke unless you read the label and realize that may actually have more sugar than the can of Coca-Cola.
Should you go to the more natural? Should you be reading that label and making sure that it's 100% fruit juice? Is that going to be a good substitute, or should you just try to offer a little more water?
Well, that still depends. I think you have to read labels because just because it's sugar coming from fruit juice doesn't make it better than sugar coming from Coca-Cola. Calories are calories. If the calories are coming from glucose, at the end of the day, you've got to look at the number of calories coming from the sugar in that product. And the more concentrated it is, the more easy it is to take in those extra calories. And with this lifestyle that we have, that we've talked about in these previous interviews, where we're not as active, we're not as physical as young children, as teenagers, young adults, it becomes much easier to get a calorie imbalance translating into heavier people. Just because you're heavy, as we talked before in an interview, doesn't mean you're going to have heart disease or a heart attack, but heaviness correlates with hypertension and diabetes, and those things promote cardiovascular disease and other medical problems.